So I thought I would share some beautiful books I have been reading. And one of them is The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto. And she talks about how when we're born, we're 90% water, and when we die, we're 50%. And through that time of being, all of our energetic frequencies of what we are and how we perceive ourselves and what we attract is because of the consciousness of the body of water in which we are living in. And when we speak words like thank you, beautiful shapes and forms and crystals are produced in the water. But then when you start to say words like you fool, look at all of those distorted things that start to come in our water. So imagine if we are beings of water and we run on vibration and frequency, what is it we're attracting with the thoughts in our minds, the frequencies that we emit? Are we producing a conscious being? Or that of sickness? Such words as, let's do it, and then do it to command. When we surrender to our body and to existence and our being, it's a very different frequency than when we command it. In this beautiful book, she talks about how everything from music, from Beethoven's music, produces beautiful, beautiful crystals, to then things like Elvis Presley's Heartbreak Hotel and the scatteredness and the distortion of the frequency. Heavy metal music, which runs on 432 HZ. See, back in the day, our music used to be attuned to love, but now all of the music that we hear on the radio is fear, sadness, anger, rage, because it's a known fact that we run on frequency. And what a better way to control you than to control you through your thoughts, vibration, and frequency. When they started putting chlorine in our tap waters to tell us to disinfect it, not only did it start calcifying our third eye, but it also started taking out all of the crystal formations in our water. It's not living water anymore. What I started to do was, I got a glass water bottle, and on it I put words on it like love, healing, being, and thanking the water before I drink it. And there is such a vast, vast difference in the way that this water tastes. It tastes so fresh and so alive because my consciousness has programmed it. When we're in the totality of our being, we can channel and program anything. But the only way to do that is to get out of the mind. And how to get out of the mind? There's only one way, and that is meditation. There was something really interesting I was reading in this book yesterday, which she said, I will get to it. If we consider that the human body is a universe within itself, it is only natural to conclude that we carry within us all elements. According to Buddhism, the human being is born with 108 earthly desires, such as confusion, attachment, jealousy, and vanity, which torture us throughout our lives. I think it's logical to conclude that these 108 earthly desires have counterparts in the 108 elements. In fact, the first vibration detective device that I introduced to Japan went a long way toward proving this. The device was capable of measuring the unique vibrations emitted around us and then transcribing them into water. I was able to measure the vibrations coming from many different people, and I realized that the negative vibrations that we emit correspond to the vibrations emitted by various elements. For example, the vibrations created by irritation are equivalent to those of mercury, by anger to those of lead, and by sadness and sorrow to those of aluminum. In the same way, uncertainty is related to cadmium, despair to steel, and stress to zinc. In recent years, it has pointed out that the use of aluminum pans and cooking utensils may be contributing to the fact of Alzheimer's disease. If this is true, it is then likely that it is because aluminum has the same vibrational frequency as sadness. And so the sadness and sorrow of old age cells calls out to the aluminum, leading to the onset of Alzheimer's. How interesting in our being that our energetic fields and patterns correlate from metals and feelings in the bodies of what we emit. It's like when you see a child playing in pure joy and love, with no mind, just being. Look at their existence. There's not a future, there's not a past, there's just the present moment. Who would you be if you only had this one breath? See, that's why I don't have any goals. People say, oh, Happy New Year's. Okay. I don't believe in time. It's man-made, it's a construct to keep you trapped in an illusion and always thinking, oh, I gotta go somewhere, something to do, somewhere to be. Not only that, each individual is so unique, so my time and my being and the way that I am is going to be very different than your time and your being and your unraveling. So therefore, I don't have any goals, and I don't make New Year's resolutions, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Heck, I don't even know what's going to happen in the next moment. And that's the spontaneity of life, the magic. When you can live in the present moment, you can just focus your total being here. Now. Mind, body, soul. Nothing else is more important than this moment. Even when you're doing nothing, especially when you're doing nothing. We think, oh, I'm wasting time. What's all this? Maybe if you're being programmed by a TV, you're wasting a little bit of time. But if you're just relaxing in your being, exploring the depths of your soul through art, meditation, breathing, consciousness, community, nothing else matters. There is no goal. And another beautiful book I got my hands on is Die, O Yogi, Die by Osho. Maybe we should just open up a page and read something like Understanding Desire. The first question, Osho, how is the energy of thinking transformed into feeling? The mind has two states. One is moving, flickering, unsteady. This is thought. The other is calm, free of flickering, silent, still. This is bhav samadhi, the state of supreme bliss. When it is like a lake full of waves, it is a thought. And if the lake is calm without waves, it is a feeling. The mind can be in either state. Ordinarily, the mind is in the state of thinking because the winds of desire are blowing. A lake ripples because of the winds. The wind blowing makes the lake disturbed. In the same way, the mind ripples because of the winds of desire. I want this, I want that. I want to be like this. I want to be like that. This continuous, intense inner flame of becoming something, of attaining something, goes on burning. And this is what causes the ripples. As soon as desire is gone and the winds have stopped, the lake becomes calm, and one is attuned to feeling. This is why all the enlightened ones have said, understand desire, and all will be understood. A person who understands desire has understood the root cause of the arising of insanity within himself. And the person who understands this root cause will no longer give it any support. Who wants to be mad? Who wants to be caught up in this bustling, mad confusion of thoughts? Who wants to suffer the disease of thinking? Thinking is a disease because it is a continuous state of restlessness, of disturbance and tension. Thinking is anguish. It is only because of this thinking that the experience of bliss cannot happen. The experience of bliss can happen the moment thoughts cease. But thoughts will not cease as long as the winds of desire are blowing. And you ask, how is the energy of thinking transformed into feeling? Understand desire. Whatever you are, if you accept it, desire is gone. Be content just as you are, with no demand for more. That's what it is the highest delight. That as it is. There's no need for anything to be different. Then this same moment, you will be startled. Well, where have your thoughts gone? Feelings have settled. And slowly, slowly, you will experience the juiciness of feeling. And when the juiciness of feeling is experienced, then who wants to go into thoughts? A person who is in communion with flowers doesn't go in search of thorns. But this whole society, this crowd, all these people stimulate desire in you. From your very childhood, you're initiated into desire. You're taught to be ambitious. The father wants the son to become something, to earn money, to achieve power, name, fame, to make the family name shine brilliantly. And he has given the child desire. When we send young children to school, we are sending them to be initiated into desire. For 25 years, 1/3 of your life, we teach people ambition. How you can be first, how you can leave others behind, no matter what price you have to pay, even if your very life has to be lost in this race, you still have to be ahead. If you're going to die in the race, die in the front rather than the back. Consider Jesus' statement, "Blessed are those who are the last, for they will be the first in my kingdom of God, and those who are the first will be the last. How can an ambitious man be connected with the kingdom of God? He has made his connection with hell. Then after living your whole life in a rat race, after drinking the dirty water of who knows how many streams, after being covered in the dust of who knows how many roads, when the sun of life starts to set and it feels as though you have nothing in your hands, that they are just as empty as ever, and you have run so much but reached nowhere, then repentance engulfs you. Now the mind thinks about how to attain enlightenment, how to attain godliness. And again, the mind will deceive you. The same language of attaining. Now you will have new ambitions. Now the form of this ambition is religious. Now it favors its religiousness. But its essence is the same as ever. Whether you want money or religion, position or God, as long as there is wanting, the winds go on blowing and the mind goes on rippling. Thoughts about money arise in the mind of someone who wants money. Thoughts of religion arise in someone who wants religion. But thoughts continue. What difference does it make whether your thoughts are of money or of religion? Religious thought or irreligious thought, thoughts are thoughts. And where there is a thought, there is unrest. This is why I am not teaching you religious thought. I am giving you initiation into no thought, no mind. Generally, what goes on in mosques and temples is an attempt to fill people who are full of worldly thoughts with spiritual thoughts. Just this. But what difference does it make? You have the disease. You have called the disease religious a fine, loving label. But what difference does it make? As long as you want to become anything, as long as you nurture your ambition to become something in the future, as long as you are restless about tomorrow and ambitious and expecting, you will remain without peace. The stream of thought flows on. And if the stream of thought flows on, you remain cut off from the ultimate reality. What I am saying is that religious thought is just as big as a barrier between you and the ultimate reality as worldly thoughts are. Thought is a barrier. No thought is union. Gorak has said, see the unseeable, and seeing, move into it. Keep this unseen forever in your heart. Raise the Ganges of the netherworld up to the highest, to the inner sky of the crown chakra. There drink its purified water. In order to see that which is not visible, the ordinary eyes will not do. If you are to experience that which does not exist in thought, you must leave the process of thinking behind. See the unseeable. To see that which is invisible, you will have to close your eyes and see it. It is not visible. What you see with open eyes is the world. See the unseeable, and seeing, move into it. Having seen it will not be enough. Once you have seen it, you will need to bring it into your innermost core. It has to be understood and realized there. So when it is seen, just seeing it will not be sufficient in order to comprehend it. The glimpse we receive has to be united with our state of being. It is an insight that is not just like a flash of lightning that comes and is gone, but rather like an eternal lamp continuously burning inside of us, whose light goes on forever. Keep this unseen forever in your heart. The mind has to be immersed in the unseen, and the invisible has to be kept centered in our focus. Raise the Ganges of the netherworld up to the highest, to the inner sky of the crown chakra. and that of the Ganges of energy that is flowing downward in desires, in wants, in ambitions that is flowing toward the world. Raise the Ganges of the netherworld up to the highest, to the inner sky of the crown chakra. What is flowing down towards the netherworld, towards hell, has to be turned upwards, has to be given an upward movement. There, drink its purified water. Godliness only settles in your heart when your mind does not flicker. When we become so still and peaceful in a state of samadhi, where our being is just a reflection of nothingness, and we become the desireless desire, as Buddha says, that's when we enter no mind. When we're truly conscious. Like I said earlier, when we don't have this new year or new idea or new want. When you live in such gratitude to existence, to just be. I too, as a child, was raised with this overly ambitious. Have to do this, have to be this, have to go here, have to do this. And I bless my parents for this in many ways because it gave me a lot of skills, everything from tap dancing to competitive tennis to design to TV acting. It gave me this whole repertoire of creativity and doing. But I didn't know how to just be. And that's where I lost myself in the way. That's why when I would do things, there was a competition element behind it, like Osho was talking about, trying to get somewhere, trying to be something, having to be somewhere, something. And as time went on, more and more in my life, and I started peeling away the layers of the onion, I saw, like he said, all of these ambitions were given to me. And they were given to my ancestors, upon their ancestors, upon their ancestors, and especially from the system that we run into, because how better to program you than to put all of these thoughts in your mind and illusions in your minds and attachments in your mind to keep you chasing, chasing, chasing. And chasing what? Look around you. The richest people I see are usually the most miserablest and sickest. And I'm not for poverty, and I'm not for a sickness of wealth. I'm for balance, acceptance. The true form is how to be totally connected in this moment, whether you have what you want or you don't have what you want. It's realizing this should be, could be, would be, should be. Everything is perfect as it is. Existence has always provided for you. Always given to you. Always loved you unconditionally and supported you. Everything is always taken care of. There's nothing to go do and nowhere to go and no one to be. And that's not to say you sit around in laziness and just don't do anything. No. When you're painting or working, you do everything with your totality, your total presence, your total energy. And if it's not what you want to be doing, change it. But while you're doing it, be in it totally. Be grateful to existence for what it is that you get to create or do. And if you're not living the life that you want, then you have the energy and being to be able to transform that. And the easiest way to do that is sitting by yourself and watching your thoughts. Because you'll see your thoughts will start to tell you a whole bunch of things. Oh, the money's really good here. Oh, I have security. Oh, what am I going to do if I don't have this? It's going to go like this all the time. But once you let go of all of these thoughts, you just realize there's nothing there. They're all self-created thoughts. And slowly your energy strips away and your being becomes more and more relaxed. And you realize that these thoughts that are going through your mind, or these things you want to be doing or should be doing, they were given to you. They're not even who you are. You don't even know why you're doing what you're doing most of the time. That's why most people are acting unconscious, running around in this rat race, trying to get somewhere, nowhere, wondering why they're so miserable. I will declare, I have nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to achieve, no goals, no desires. My only thing is to be as relaxed in my being with no thought. And that itself is a full-time job and takes work, especially when you're living in this world. That's why they say to be of the world, but not of thy world. Because I can actively be in this world. Just as actively as I am in it, I am actively calm and present in my own being while I am in this world. I can be in the two worlds at once. Spending a lot of time in nature and in silence. Connecting with the animals and trees, walking barefoot, drinking pure water, listening to the silence. See, now that man has become so unconscious and so programmed, they have things like AI, but I'm not fearful of AI because AI cannot create consciousness. It can only create robotics. And most people have been programmed nowadays to be robots. That's why they fear this artificial intelligence. But nothing artificial can have organic means. And it's always going to need to be programmed, just like the mass majority of humanity is right now. Because consciousness is the only thing that will take you to enlightenment. It's the only thing that will give you bliss, freedom, joy, samadhi. And that's why it's constantly trying to be taken away from you, this freedom, this inner freedom. Because they know once you get a taste of this freedom, you're uncontrollable, you're unstoppable. And the forces that be it would love to be able to program and box you as they have been all along. So Morocco, come here. Come here right now. Come here. Come here. Morocco, sit. 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 Then nothing can disturb you. That's outside noise, the dog, the mother walking in the hallway. Everything is perfect as it should be. Is looking for perfection. Everything has to be a certain way. No, everything is perfect as it should be. When we surrender to existence, when we allow to be what is given to us in that moment and to just enjoy it, everything is so perfect. The outside world will have many distractions and disturbances. That's perfect. You'll be tested along the way many, many times as well. But as you get more and more conscious, slowly, slowly, more of the habits and patterns and thoughts and behaviors all slowly strip away. Okay. Thank you so much for this video. Thank you for your time. You only get one for being this individual you are. Enjoy it. Savor every moment.